Hey guys, welcome back to the Blue Podcast. Today I'm with Dan and Henry. How are you guys doing?
Oh, good, bro. All good.
And today we have Mr. JerseyBird here. How are you doing?
Good. Yeah, thanks for having me on. Doing well. Happy to be here.
Good. Well, I think the best person to explain, Hayes, what you do is probably you. So could you let our audience know what it is that you do?
Yeah. So JerseyBird is a sportswear design and manufacturing company. In a nutshell, that's what we do, right? We work with clients to design and manufacture jerseys and apparel for their teams, organizations, even companies sometimes. That's what we do. So founded in 2019. That's us.
How did you get into that?
So, 4 years ago, I was at the University of Tennessee. I was between my sophomore and junior year. And in the United States, jerseys are very popular in college. So I would see jerseys everywhere of all sports at all kinds of events. So that kind of got me into the industry. Originally, JerseyBird was more of a traditional jersey shop. We were selling pop culture related items, like think Kanye basketball jerseys, things of that nature. Was the origins of the company. But over time, we had trademark issues, couldn't sell those pop culture items, brands and infringement and things like that. So a few years ago, we started to work with teams, bulk orders, and that's the start of the JerseyBird you see today. Teams come to us and we design for them and then, send them their custom jerseys. So that's the story.
That's sick. I just have a question. So what's like the first team that you actually that came to you and you were probably like this is proper, getting interesting and serious now?
That's a good question. Let's see. The first major project I would say that anyone actually cared about was probably the Philippines national team, which wasn't too long ago. That was exactly 2 years ago. That one put us on the map, right? I mean, obviously it's a national team, member of the FIFA organization. That was huge for us. And that really got the ball rolling in the world of football, especially, and influenced a lot of the stuff you see today from us was from that project.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're from Singapore.
Yeah, I'm Indonesian. I grew up in Singapore. So when even watching the Asian Cup, I see it and I'm like, oh, that's so sick. And I saw you guys on TikTok the first time. I'm like, I really like. I really I dig the kind of designs you guys come up with. It's unique. It's relatable to the club itself. I've seen the one you've done for Chelsea before, and it's just it's all relatable. So it's really sick when I saw it in the Asian Cup and everything.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, to be honest, me growing up in the United States. Football, we call it soccer, but now I've converted to football. But yeah, just feels right. I couldn't stay with soccer, but yeah, I didn't. It wasn't a focus. Football was not a focus at all. In fact, we didn't post anything about football until the World Cup. When I saw a couple comments, you should make football concepts. I was like, okay, yeah, sure. I guess I'll try a couple and. Obviously the market is 10 times bigger. You have the whole world involved. So it's just crazy how I didn't even realize. I was just ignorant to how big it truly was.
Yeah. And I think with the market now with football kits as well, you see a lot of people buying kits for the pop culture, like you guys kind of started with. It's just for the fashion and more than just the team you support. So
100%. I mean, I'm a Man United fan, and you can see here I'm wearing this lovely Ipswich shirt at the moment. I've got some Dortmund shirts in the bag out there. People love to collect cool shirts that just look awesome and have good meaning.
A Lions shirt today as well, which is rugby even. So, there's the market you've got into. I find really interesting, and I'm surprised no one's kind of done it to your level before. I don't know if. Is there anyone else that you've heard of doing it to your level?
Well, I would say we're very small, to be honest. I appreciate that you think we're at a high level, but as far as what we excel at is the customization. I guess the artistic side of it is pretty good. We are good at designing. I will give us that. but we're still just getting started. We've barely really done much. Even in the football world, we don't have many pro clubs. We're really just doing content for now and letting it grow from there. So yeah, it is unique though.
Yeah, definitely unique.
So you say like we. So I was curious myself. Like, do you personally come up with most of the designs and concepts we see on TikTok, or is it like, is there a team of you guys? You know, like there's a few of you guys.
We're 10 people now, 10 employees, fully remote. So all around the world, I think we have 10 team members in like 8 or 9 different countries. So yeah, I no longer design. I stopped designing. I think the last thing I designed on our channel was like the US football World Cup kit. So it's been a long time since I posted any of my work. I used to make all the designs, but I'm not really a designer, so I had to get some help there, and now we have a great team behind it, professional designers for everything.
And speaking of designing, I know that you and I spoke about possibly making a kit for the Blue podcast. And when you said yes, I will say that everyone else behind the scenes was like, oh my gosh, this is very, very cool.
It's
Lots of shouting, lots of celebrating.
Yeah, it was
I
sick
mean,
though.
I know
Like,
the three of us definitely have obviously seen your stuff on TikTok before.
Yeah.
And then to then have a conversation with you where you're going to make us a concept kit as well is, I mean, I can speak for myself. I was like a bit giddy.
Oh yeah, I can
It's
back
it's
that.
been like, yo, that's so cool. Like, I've been looking at all these designs he's making, and now he's gonna make one for us. Like, that's
Because
insane.
As much as Hayes is being quite modest, like
Yeah.
there's not many companies outside of like the big Nikes and Adidases that can make such cool customizable kits
Yeah,
like this.
that's
So
what
to
I'm
have
saying.
a company that we all know from TikTok
Yeah.
come up with a kit for us,
Yeah.
it's epic.
And it's every kit they put effort into. That's the thing.
Oh, 100%.
So I was obviously you sent me them yesterday, and I decided to keep my eyes away, keep my eyes averted. Would you be able to now show us on the podcast the concept kit that you made for the Blue podcast?
Yep.
All right, so this is what we started with. First of all, let me credit the designer. So this is Alessio, RGRL on designs on Instagram, one of our top designers. So I got to give him credit behind the Philippines, behind a lot of our high profile stuff. So this is not mine, just full disclosure. So here's the 360. Tell me if it's.
Oh yes.
Oh, that is
damn.
incredible. I'm just gonna stand up. And have
Oh,
a
he's
look.
put my name on the back. Yes.
I'm just gonna look up close, to be honest.
Okay, so this is.
Oh, that is sick.
Oh yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Let me pull it back up. I'm going back to the folder. So hopefully it stays.
He's put my name on the back as well. That's great.
You somehow got away with that one.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't know our names, to be
You
fair.
could have just put Blue Podcast.
Yeah, I could have.
He could have done, but he didn't.
No, you chose to do you.
That is nice.
I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I love kits with a central lining
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
That's
And the
nice.
shoulder pattern as well. I love
Yeah.
the shoulder
And I'm
pattern.
shoulder-
if
yeah.
I'm not mistaken, it's like podcast, like as the pattern.
Yeah, that's the pattern. That's the 3D render we made for
This is
it,
podcast all over it.
That's so sick.
That is
implemented
epic.
into the sides, the shoulders,
Oh,
and the
That
side
is
panels.
incredible.
and then we've got JerseyBird's and the Blue Podcast
Yeah.
logo.
Oh,
That is
boys.
sick.
Wow.
I just want something to set in for you boys. We've had a kit made by the same people who make the kits for the Philippines national team. Has made us a kit. It's incredible.
Wow. I like the
That's-
colour as well. It's a good blue.
It's the perfect blue, I think.
That's amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, that
That is insane. Actually
that is
insane.
epic.
Wow. I mean, I don't know what's
Yeah.
going to beat
How-
that now.
How
I don't
long?
think
How long
anything's
does
gonna
it
beat
take? Like the design process for you guys usually?
For usually, I don't know, 4-5 hours, 3 to 5 hours maybe, depends on the complexity.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
That's a long time.
That is.
It's a very long time, yeah, I would say.
That's
with
like
it-
editing a full podcast. Like
Yeah.
an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah.
That's like editing an hour and a half of a podcast.
It's clear how much effort that they put into
so, I mean,
projects.
I'm talking
like-
from experience there, having edited the podcast before. Take a long time. So that's a lot of effort. Thank you very much.
No,
we
it's
we
insane.
appreciate
For
the
real.
effort you put into our little show there.
yeah, literally.
So obviously, as I said, from start to finish takes about 3 to 4 hours. How much of that is actually concept? How much of that is actually doing the digital art?
Yeah, so
to an extent?
we'll brainstorm for a bit, talk about ideas. Like I'll meet with all our designers on a weekly basis to plan for the week. What are we gonna make and all that type of stuff. Then we do our research. Probably an hour of research into whatever team or subject we're gonna be designing for. And then it's really up to the designer. We'll make patterns, we'll make graphics, like the one we made for the podcast. Like we did a 3D render of the name and things like that. And then you got to get all the renders. I don't know so the software we use is Clo 3D, and I don't know how to use it. It's over my head, but that definitely takes a couple hours to get it to look right and get all the angles and stuff like that. And like the 360 video takes a while to render as well. So I would say that's another 2 to 3 hours of 3D work.
And with the TikToks as well, obviously, I mean, lately you've now done with the actual person wearing them, and you've changed your style from what you used to a little while ago. How long does it actually take to make the TikTok now as well? Because that's very heavily edited. Obviously, you talk about you even asked us where we're based, for example, and with your teams you always said they're like, let's say they're Chelsea, based in Southwest London, all that stuff. How long does that take to put together as well, as separate from the actual design?
That is, probably another 3 hours or so. I still write all the scripts, so I do research as well. And it's a lot. So there's a designer for every project. There's a script writer, which is myself, and then there's an editor. So everyone's working on it. They're all their little mini productions. I would say total hour count would be 5 on the design, 1 hour for the script, and then 1 hour for the edits. So maybe like 8 hours total on average, 7 to 8 hours total.
That's a long time, though.
It's a long time. I mean, I think when we do our TikToks, it's probably about 20 minutes in total. So, I mean, to put that much quality in, I suppose it needs to have quite a few hours. If you compare quality. I'm
intrigued what your goals are as well. What are your goals with JerseyBird? Is there maybe a goal for 2024 that you want to reach or do?
2024, I have boring goals. I mean, there's a lot of boring stuff in the background. We're really just getting by. Like it might seem like we're all over the world, but there's a lot of things going on like internally. Just our systems are we're just 2 or 3 years old into this game, so being able to operate at scale, like we have 200-300 projects going at once for all the clients that no one cares about, right? Like the local youth clubs, and my goal is to master that system, be able to provide the best service to the clubs that no one cares about. So not the Philippines national team, but the local clubs that have no one there to sponsor them, no one there to design for them. I'm still trying to build the perfect system where anyone can approach us, and within 48 hours, they have something better than Nike, better than Adidas could ever make for their little club. That's the goal. And I think by the end of this year, we'll have that system in place to be able to supply that. And that's, in my opinion, the value that we bring to the table is that level of attention. So that's my current goal.
Yeah, I think it's very evident as well through your TikTok. Like I said as well when I first started seeing your videos, I said it's very you can see the detail and the time you put into designing these concepts that you come up with. And I was going to ask you a question. Well, you say you don't design many now anymore, but let's say from the ones you have designed, I was going to ask from an artist's point of view, I know there's always going to be designs where people find this one's nicer or that one's better. But as the person who creates them, sometimes you find your own personal favorite just from maybe the challenges you came up against when you started this design and stuff. So what's one of your favorites at least that you've made?
That's a good question because it's been so long. I was more of a basketball designer, so I worked on a lot of basketball stuff. I'm trying to think way back if there's anything I made.
I mean, I've just been recently watching The Last Dance. So, any Chicago Bulls stuff?
Oh, any Chicago Bulls stuff?
Yeah.
We actually did just make one, but we haven't released it. What brings Chicago up?
Oh no, just because I've been watching The Last Dance on Netflix, obviously about Michael Jordan. So that's why I was wondering.
Oh. Well, now we know we got a Chicago
Yeah.
Bulls incoming.
Incoming.
Yep.
Yeah. We do have a Chicago football kit. So we do a lot of NBA to football crossover stuff, and something that we're working on right now.
Oh.
Okay.
Chicago
Wait.
Fire.
Do you guys have a Milwaukee Bucks? Do you have a Milwaukee Bucks football kit by any chance?
No Bucks. No, we've done Celtics and we've done Suns, I think, and that's it.
Okay.
That's a good idea for the future then. Milwaukee, was it Bucks?
Yeah, Milwaukee Bucks.
Milwaukee Bucks is the next one to do for sure.
Nah,
Add it to the
Milwaukee Bucks
list.
are my favorite, so that's the only reason I support the team.
Well, we've spoken about your how you're pushing boundaries in the kind of kit manufacturing world and giving this kind of customizable design to people who don't usually have access to it. But we haven't really spoken about how we all know of you, which is your social media kind of reach. Because if we're being honest, your platform with TikTok is bigger than anything with Nike and Adidas that are doing. That's kind of so where we all know you from and where people are hearing you from. What gave you the idea to start making these videos and posting them on a platform like TikTok?
I've always been a video creator. Like, just when I was growing up, I would just make fun stuff with my friends, things like that. I've always liked making videos, like Adobe Premiere and stuff. I've been using that for a long time. I've always had that content creation, like, passion, I guess. So I used it to help grow the business, and it just worked. So kept making videos. You know, most companies run with paid media, so they're going to buy their Facebook ads, they're going to buy commercials or whatever, but I just enjoy running the company by making videos for our marketing, and I think it's an effective way. It has pros and cons, but it's worked for us, and it's something I like doing, so that's kind of how the videos started and why that's the way we are today.
Yeah, it's a good way to kind of mark your business off with
Yeah,
with something like that. I had a question in my head and it's just disappeared out of nowhere. Oh, that's horrible.
That's great.
Oh,
That's
it was
very useful there.
Oh, that was it. Sorry. Did you expect it to blow up as much as it has and reach as many people as it has?
No, definitely not at the beginning. It was just a college project, and then it was doing well enough to where I could just make it my full-time job. So I graduated. By the time I graduated, it was a career, and I knew it was something I wanted to keep doing. So I guess at that point it became more of a, okay, yes, I do think this is going to blow up. But the first year and a half, definitely not. It was just not the vision, I guess, or I didn't have that big vision.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like when you're doing the content just for fun,
Yes.
Yeah.
the quality is so much better.
Literally,
Yes.
no, because like you're enjoying what you're doing.
Exactly.
You know? And it's just a lot more fun then.
Exactly. You should look for that in both your kind of passion projects and also in your work as well. And that's why it's so good when your passion project
Yeah.
becomes your work
Yes.
because you already love it so much.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was also wondering, I tried to find if you've done any podcasts before, but I couldn't. Have you done podcasts before?
I've done. So I did a couple a very long time ago, like in 2021 probably, or 2020 even.
That might be why.
And I did I've done a couple small ones here and there. I've only done like 4 total, or maybe 3. This is like my 4th or 5th, but none of them are big. This is the biggest by far.
Is that,
Yes! We'll take it.
Yes.
We're big. You heard it first from
Yeah,
Jersey
you
Bird.
heard it from Jersey
Yep.
Bird first.
We're big.
The man himself. Damn.
Wow, that's a first for me.
No,
That
I
is
appreciate what you
unmean.
guys are doing.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're crushing it a little bit more than us currently.
I was going to
So,
say, if we look at
it's an honour
the
to have
numbers.
you on.
Yeah.
But thank you very much. Wow, I've been doing this for 4 years, and that's the first time someone said we're a big channel.
Yeah, oh, same. Damn, I
Okay,
mean,
good.
I'm going to change all my Facebook statuses now on my Instagram bio. Big podcast host. Big podcast host.
Fair enough. Is there any other stuff that you do on social media? I mean, have you done any other collaborations with other social media influencers or channels?
Yeah, there's a lot. Like, there's a lot of small stuff. I'm trying to think if what's worth mentioning. Like, our business is very like project based. So we had the Philippines for like a year. That was kind of the spotlight. Now we have Al Kabila, which I'm not sure if you're familiar. So there's stuff like that.
Yes, yeah, no, we definitely are.
Yeah, and no major influencer collaborations of recent times. Now it's more like collaborations with sports teams is like the focus. So yeah.
Okay.
What's a sports team, or like, let's say you like basketball better, right? You prefer basketball? Yeah. Okay. What's a basketball team that you would hope to be able to collaborate and work with one day?
Yeah. What's the dream?
Well, to be in the NBA, I mean, when that Nike contract expires.
Yeah.
any team.
It'd be sick.
Yeah. The U.S. market is very locked with big brands. So you have Nike with the NBA, NFL, and MLB locked up for, a long time. And then Adidas has the MLS. So it's not so realistic for us to reach those heights right now. Which brings us back to football, which is why I love football, because you can start at, League 8 or whatever, and sign these clubs and climb your way up, right? Like you look at the Premier League and there's a bunch of different brands. It's open, you know what I mean? So that's why football is so great for us. Like you can work your way up from nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the big brands Nike, Adidas.
Yeah.
100%.
So is there a football team that you would aspire, like if there's one big team that you'd love?
Oh man. I wouldn't say there's a specific team, but like when I look at football, like the Premier League is the best league in the world, right? So to be there would be awesome. I have no ties. I mean, is that even is that a debate or no? Like, that's not even a debate, is it? Like, I'm just being honest. Like, is that a debate?
No.
Oh no,
I don't
no,
think
no,
it
no.
is, but like,
But
some people do debate it.
Some people
sometimes.
try and say it's something else, and it's like it's definitely the Premier League.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, to be there would be a dream.
That'd be insane.
It would be incredible.
I wouldn't mind you doing Chelsea's kits personally. I'm a
Yeah.
Chelsea fan. Dad's a Chelsea fan. Be pretty cool if one day we're on a podcast
Yeah.
with a Chelsea JerseyBird kit.
I mean,
I think it'd just be really nice to see like JerseyBird's kits in the Premier League.
Yes.
Just-
but in all fairness, your guys' kits are not too bad at the moment. I'd love to see a Man United kit because our kits are woeful 90% of the
What is
time.
your kit right now?
red.
It's just red, yeah.
It's just red.
So if you want a real project, try and do a Man United kit because they are boring as hell at the moment. There's a couple I like, but it's not many.
I think I've seen you. I think you have done a Man United.
Yeah, I
one
think
I've not seen it.
They use some.
I've not
I think
seen
they
it.
use the devil, like something to do with the devil.
Yeah, that's the way to go with it, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I need to go and after this. I'll go ahead and I'll find it and watch it. But
Yeah.
that's where you should be aiming. That's the pinnacle. That's the best
Manchester
league,
United.
best team.
No,
Just-
Manchester United's like there, and then Chelsea's there.
Oh, but then the United's up here.
No, United's there.
No.
Chelsea's
Chelsea's there, and then we're up here.
No. Anyway, let's stop
Really?
getting distracted.
Talking about Chelsea United.
Stop getting distracted. But yeah, I
Incredible.
mean, this is going to be quite a tough question. But how far from that do you think you actually are? Like in, I guess, years.
I would say 10. So, yeah, I would say 10 years, probably. It's a long way to go, for sure, to get to that level. It's very hard. Just like right now, I'm realizing how much goes into it to get to that level, and it's very, very difficult. So I would say, 10 years, which really isn't that long. It would be, we'd be about 15 years old, 14 years old, 15 years old. But Castor did it in 7. Castor did it in 6 or 7. It's doable.
Of course, we did speak about a few minutes ago a team you're working on at the moment, which is Al Kabila out in the UAE. Of course, we all know how that came about. We can see it on your TikToks there, the competitions that they ran and everything like that. How does it feel to be a part of such a big project like that?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's our biggest project, active project right now for sure. It's a great fit because you have a social media club that's starting from nothing, and then you have a social media based kit manufacturer really the only in the world social media based kit manufacturer. So it's a great fit. 2 unique profiles coming together. Yeah, it's been good. We have great kit design that hasn't been revealed yet, but it will soon. And yeah, I'm excited to reveal that. Should be in the next few weeks.
Oh, I'm
nice.
excited to see it
Yeah,
now.
I
Yeah,
can't wait to have a
That
look.
actually might correlate to
Yeah.
when this podcast comes out.
Hopefully.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
Better.
Maybe, but we'll have to wait and see.
Wait and see for sure.
For sure.
Also, the thing you mentioned with how Al Qabila is also like a social media based kind of team. Have you heard of #United and thought about
I was about to
anything
mention
with
that.
#United? Here in the UK.
No, what's #United?
There's a cheeky smile he has about that.
Have you not heard of #United?
What's #United?
Right, okay.
Ah,
I'll
yeah.
give the background
Yeah,
on this one.
Tenry will give you the background.
So if you think Al Qabila is like this social media team out in the UAE, #United is a social media team in the UK. So it was founded by a YouTuber,
Yes.
a social
Spencer
media
Owens.
star, Spencer Owens in the UK. And so he played with his mates for years under this name and made YouTube videos out of it. And then eventually, when it became possible, he made it semi-pro. And now he's slowly climbing the way up the football pyramid. And I think he's,
They're
2
in
steps
the
away from League 2? something like that?
Isthmian North Division, something
Yeah.
like this.
They're like 2 steps away from like the kind of top of non-league, and eventually that will go on to the
National League,
National
yeah.
League and stuff like that. So,
And then they'll become a professional team.
and they have actually had some issues with their kit manufacturers recently with
They have.
Hummel. So there's definitely a gap in the
There's
market.
definitely a gap. Market there.
There's a cheeky smile coming out of him now.
Definitely worth reaching out about that one 100%. I'd love to see a JerseyBird's
Nah, that would be
#United.
insane.
Oh,
That would
yeah.
be insane. I think it'd be really cool.
If we could be the ones to
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. We should put them in contact if we can. Like,
Yeah.
if you think that you have to do the research in the background,
Yeah.
like
It's
the
so
whole
much
thing about
there.
the background is they're a social media team. The hashtag patterns.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You could make such a nice kit out of their background. Oh yes.
Yeah. And it's the uniqueness of the name of the team. I've heard they've been asked to like change it
Yeah.
because
And
now
they
they're becoming more
refuse.
professional, like more like
Yeah,
bigger, but like they refuse. They want to keep the #United. That's where it started. That's how it all
Yeah.
began.
they're based on the
Yeah.
guys that worked in social media. That's how it
Yeah.
became a thing.
So yeah, I'd say reach out maybe. Reach out.
All right. So I wanted to just ask you because, I mean, I do dabble into a bit of art myself sometimes.
He's,
But,
he's being modest. He's potentially going to be designing some
No,
merch
no.
for us.
That-
So.
Okay, no. But I'm just saying, like, has there been anything you designed or like any maybe some of your designers have designed that they kind of thought like after they put it out, it's like, actually, it's not as good as we thought it is. Actually, or anything you can not regret, but it's like
Interesting.
it's
Something
more
you
just
could have
like
done differently.
it's not as good as I thought it was.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of times tradition is very big in football, so sometimes we'll break some of the rules and or break a tradition, and it's the fans get really upset, and I understand. I wouldn't say we regret putting stuff out, but some of the stuff that we put out definitely isn't realistic. It's not. It's not better than you know what I mean. Like when it comes to the world of football, there's tradition there, and sometimes you got to stick with it, and you can't do some of the stuff we do on social media.
Yeah. No.
Tradition is important always to consider, but
in football especially. Like,
yeah, it
With,
can be
like,
quite
Even
tribal.
it's for like colors of the jersey or like certain designs like Ajax with their like
There are
red
certain
band in the
no.
middle,
I think
like-
we don't have enough pushing of the boundaries in football. I
No.
feel like it's good to
very
sometimes.
safe.
Sometimes it's good to try different things.
Well, that's what the
I'll
third
never be
kit's there
upset by.
for.
Thing is, right? I'll never be upset by a concept like this. If we're trying different things and trying something new and it looks really cool, then awesome. Let's go for it. But we'll never get those opportunities if we don't try them.
But the third, that's why the third kits are there. The fourth kits, they always have like more
Yeah.
unique designs or something a bit like pushing boundaries a bit because I
suppose,
guess
but-
they're allowed to.
Have
Yeah.
you done many third kit designs? Because I know you've done a lot of home kit designs. I think I've seen you do one third kit before.
I think
but
that was a Man City one. I think I saw.
I think it might be
Yeah.
Man City.
Yeah, we've done especially lately, we've gotten into third and fourth kits because like you guys said, it's more room for creativity. You can do whatever you want, kind of. So, yeah, we love doing the third and fourth stuff, special edition kits, things like that, where you can really just be creative and do cool stuff. We did do a Man City one. I think it's like, a couple million views, 2 or 3 million views. So it did really well.
nice.
I knew it was a Man City one.
Yeah. I was literally
Had to be a
thinking
Man
Yeah.
City one as well. Do you ever see yourself potentially doing a deal with a Premier League club to do a third or fourth or a special edition kit for them maybe before the kind of 10-year period that you mentioned earlier?
I don't think so, because of the way the brands would, like, Nike wouldn't let us touch one of their teams. But yeah, it's hard, because I think a lot of the deals in the Premier League are like 8-figure deals annually with from the manufacturer to the club, and it's hard for us to compete with that, obviously. So
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also want to touch on your logo, because that has changed over the years. Obviously, you got is that the original or the second behind you? Can't quite remember. The original, that's what I thought. And obviously, that's more of a basketball-looking logo, and now you've got your very sleek. You're very sleek. I do like that.
I
that
really
love
do
the
like
logo.
it.
Same.
Was that a design choice because you don't want to then be more just associated with basketball? I'm assuming.
So yeah, this is the original, and then we had a sportless one that was like I don't have it on me, but I don't know. You can whatever. But we had this other one that didn't have a sport on it, and then now we have our new one, which is right here, this one. And the reason why we changed is because the other one was kind of here. I do have. This is the second one that was very, very popular as well. So that was the second one.
That's the one I'm. That's the one I'm familiar with.
Yeah, that one changed to this one.
So what prompted the change from the second one to the third one?
It's kind of empty. It had an empty center, and it wasn't very visible on the field, and that was a problem for us. We wanted it to be visible and have a solid shape to it.
Yeah.
That was the main thing that we wanted to change, and we wanted something long term that had meaning, and this is what we came up with.
Yeah. Are you a fan of the more like sleek, simple kind of designs, or like, because the first design you have behind you is like a lot more going on, obviously, compared to what it is now. For me personally, I prefer the new one. It's nice, simple, it's sleek. Yourself, are you a fan of that kind of thing more?
Oh, 100%. This one, you can't go far with that. Something like that. Just being honest, it's not. This is more of a very beginner thing. Yeah, I love the one we have now. It's way, way better.
Yeah,
100%.
No, definitely.
Fair.
Yeah, I think people respond more to those kind of like sleek, simple logos. Like, of course, we've got Gymshark, which is a popular brand in the UK, which does a similar thing with like the outlines and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
but then we talk about football again. If you were to change a football club's logo, you can't quite do that. You know.
What would you change about our logo? Actually, I'd be intrigued by your thoughts.
Oh no, for the Blue Podcast logo.
For the Blue
logo.
Podcast.
Yeah. I'm pulling it up.
Because this was we had your original design, and then we had our editors come up with this new design.
Yes.
For the podcast when it rebranded, when we kind of relaunched.
Relaunch.
Yeah. But of course, you are the expert, so
you
we.
are the expert.
you are
so
the
I'm
expert.
asking you.
Yeah.
First, I'll say it's pretty good. Like, it's definitely better than the one behind me. Maybe like a secondary logo that's more simplified. More for like for example, your Instagram avatar, like something that's more recognizable, because you can't read the little stuff when it's like little. You know what I mean? So maybe just like a TBP, just
Yeah.
Just trying to remove
something
text,
more
maybe.
yeah.
Certainly something we can look into and see if we can
definitely
try some other cool stuff.
All right. Thank you very much.
No, that's
yeah,
useful
we
information,
appreciate it. Yeah, so all feedback is good feedback. So we can take a look at some stuff there.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, I think that's all we have right now for you. I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, we
it's
really
been a
appreciate
sick
it.
experience talking to you.
100%,
Cool.
once in a lifetime.
Well,
And thank you again for the shirt design
Yes,
as well.
as well. Obviously, that will be all over our social media. And so if you're watching this and you want to get a proper look at it, do check it out. Check out Jersey Bird as well. I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Check out their TikTok and you'll see exactly what we mean by how cool their designs are.
Yes.
Literally.
Check out the Blue Podcast on all socials, and we'll see you guys next week for another Blue Podcast. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, everyone.
See you.